Hello everybody, and welcome back to Ragnarok Season 2 Run 2. In the space between the last two episodes, I mean I have slept apart from anything else, but I've also done a whole bunch of rejigging, so a lot of our men are doing these little spirals away from the front line. And down here, I've also noticed that, as with my previous campaign, AI only seems to want to deploy planes in the Alps. So perhaps we don't need the anti-air support in our infantry, or maybe we only need it in some of our infantry, about a third of them, the ones that have to hold the Alps. Because the anti-air, it does shoot down some enemy planes, but not very many. It does also disrupt, I think, but I'm not sure about that. Because the actual air superiority penalty is to defense, and our defense is dramatically exceeding their attack anyway, so that doesn't actually help us. Okay, but we have a few weak spots. You guys are cycling? No, you guys need to cycle. Now here we've got a guy coming in. We've got a lot of weak spots up here. I think the final division needs to be rush deployed here, but he's not actually ready to rush deploy. Now we're short on manpower. I looked at the possibility of deleting our navy, but there's only 27,000 men in the whole navy. So I don't actually think it's worth it. I have rejigged our production lines slightly. I think, yes, if we lose, which we may, we will come back, and the difference we will make is we may try to... We might do war economy slightly later and instead deploy more men, because we would go to extensive conscription, and deploy more men with much less anti-air. But we'll see. Now, over here, we're just about holding. I have a few men moving around. Down here, this is obviously a problem tile. I have men moving into the line behind, because I think these two tiles were just not destined to be able to hold. I don't need you there in that case if we're going to lose this tile. It does lengthen the front by one tile, which I'm not a fan of, but it puts us behind a river on more of it, which is good. Kessering, you should be last standing. Yes, good. Okay, where else? You guys... You're not going to be able to strat redeploy up there. Let's have you strat redeploy where you'll actually get there. You... Yeah, coming in here seems prudent. And I think maybe, like, you... can only be attacked from one direction, right? Yeah. Let's have you switch up here. I have watched the video of myself beating this before, since we last played. And that's reminded me of a few useful things, which is like these behind the line fallbacks, like this, where you have them sitting here and then they can move in here, or here, or here, or here, as needed, is really valuable. And I think one of those could be good, like here, here, oh, well, actually here, to reinforce these two. You can stop there. You're going in there. We are going to fight them. We'll do a fighting retreat here. You should go here. I think I will strat redeploy. Yeah, I'm going to strat redeploy them so they can get entrenched. You should go here so you can get entrenched sooner. You still go in there. Good. Now Bok, he's got 5 attack. It's pretty darn good. Okay, we're holding around here. We're cycling a bit here. What are you doing? Just hanging out? I'll let you just hang out. You need to regain the org. Now up here, at some point these guys are going to need to cycle. Let's cycle sooner than we think we need to, so that we're, you know, already into a good routine. Cycle there. Okay, now this is obviously very dangerous, but we have 2 more guys coming in. This is also dangerous. We have another guy coming in. You should walk this and then move in here. North is holding pretty fine. Well, actually, no. The Hague definitely is not. Let's have you cycle in and out. Okay, good. The lack of manpower now is very painful. There's some of the cav we need. This is actually the correct number of cavalry we need to deal with all the problems that we have right now. Resistance-wise, which really sucks. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Now this, obviously, this tile is going to fall. Let's withdraw one person from the tile a little bit early, just to start them entrenching. You're going across. You should probably stay there, actually. This tile has to not fall, and this tile has to not fall. After we ended the stream yesterday, I just, as we ended the stream yesterday, I just unpaused the game, let it run for a bit, and the tiles that broke, that were critical, was this one, and this one. So I am going to be focusing efforts on doing my very best to not let that happen again. I think you are in a critical enough situation. Let's have this be, what are you, your ports right now. Yeah, the guys in the ports, we could exercise them. I think we will exercise them, because I think the likelihood of a naval invasion is not high. Okay, you guys need to get back in. You can cycle out. And any of you on particularly low? Yeah, you can cycle out and then straight back in. This obviously is very dangerous. As soon as your last stand runs out, that tile is likely to be under serious pressure. Let's cycle one of you. Okay, these guys are preparing their new fallback line. And I think I've also dramatically reduced the number of forts we're building. I basically think forts are not prudent. Not the kind of thing we need right now to make this work. You move there, and then I can move you here if I know that doesn't border there. Okay, you can stay here then. Okay, now here, that's holding. So this is obviously super bad, but it's because they've got a lot of tanks going in there. We estimate it'll last another 8 days. We have got reinforcements arriving in time then. You are cycling out and back in. That's good. I think you should probably come down here. This is also an obvious weak spot. We need to cycle one of you. In the east, that's hurting, but that's because we cycled early. It's fine. Obviously, we shouldn't... Oh, I shouldn't have cycled them early because they just lost all their entrenchment. We should only circle early once the entrenchment has been depleted. Which is a thing that happens, in case you're not familiar. Entrenchment gets used up. One of you is really low. Let's have you cycle in and out, and let's actually send in an extra guy from the south as well. Okay, 110. Almost ready to mobilize some more guys. Oh, you actually... When you run out of organization when you're last standing, you actually just die. Which is annoying. You shouldn't be able to run out of organization when last standing. It's going to dramatically increase our casualties so far. Because you're supposed to have minus 100% org damage, but oh well. You back on the front. That puts him over. So maybe the easternmost bit of this front could go to this guy. He doesn't have room either. Oh, Jesus. This tile's really bad. This tile shows the essential nature of cycling units. Yeah, one of you get in there as well. You can cycle in and out. One of you should cycle in and out. Okay. I think, as I said... Okay, there goes our first tile lost. I think we are going to lose this one. But I think we're then going to be able to make it work. There's our free mills. Give me the infantry equipment. Something like that. I think we are going to lose this one, but I think we've seen from this one that it can be done, basically. Alright, so one of you is cycled and therefore recovered. Let's get another one in and out. Warsaw still holding nicely. What are the ones without any entrenchment? Let's have you go in and out. And note that once we put planes up, they do start to oppose us. But I think if we get rid of these guys, we should not overstack this air base. If we get those guys in and out, we will then cease to have problems there. Here, I think we might be able to go down to slightly fewer divisions. So let's put some in the Guderian army, and then have them maybe here. Yeah, no, let's have them here. Okay, holding here, but obviously need to cycle. Would rather not cycle because of the entrenchment. I think what we're going to do is split this army in half. This northern bit seems to be holding just fine. So I'm going to slightly reduce the number of troops on it in favor of the south. Good. Now one of you needs to cycle, preferably one without entrenchment. Yes, perfect. Okay, yeah, we are getting sabotage. Okay, good. But there is the stuff that will bring that under control. So you need, right now, 4 divisions. There you go. You should also have a red trident, as is this traditional symbol of resistance fighting. At least in my Hearts of Iron 4. Here needs 3 as well. So you guys go here. I've also slightly increased the strength of my occupation of Denmark, because it got us 2 extra military factories. And it's these are the kind of small potato moves that I think are going to be vital to our victory in this campaign. So how many manpower are we actually short right now? 40,000 odd, looks like. But we have got more cav coming. Do we need those? Oh, yes, we need a bunch in Bruno, sadly. Okay, so you are attacking right now. Don't do that. You go here. You are on this line. Get in here. You guys can now deploy onto the front line. We can lose these fallback lines. Still holding here. You stick around there, because Innsbruck needs to not fall. So where are you headed instead? That is a pretty significant weak spot. We need to cycle some of you. Are you still last standing? No. Good. Let's cycle 2 of you. Okay. Now, where else? Things are going pretty well. Once we can get up to 150 political power, we can start deploying more men. We don't have a huge surplus of equipment right now. We have a big artillery surplus. Should probably focus more on infantry equipment. Man, it's tough. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We've got 2 more coming in here, but they're not going to have great org. 2 of you urgently need to cycle in and out. You guys need to cycle. Let's start the cycle early here. Don't want to screw it up. Let's get the tank, maybe? Let's get the tank to come in here and help out a bit. Bratislava seems seriously over-defended right now. Even so, they're struggling. People without entrenchment do a cycle. Here, everyone has entrenchment, so just the most damaged do a cycle. Here, you've got pretty good org, but well, you've got no entrenchment, so we'll cycle you. Another guy going in here. Is one of you cycling? You should. And you should. Warsaw's looking under threat. Let's send one from here, because they don't tend to attack here. Anywhere they can only attack from one direction, they don't tend to attack. Of course, they are currently attacking here, which can only be attacked from one direction. But good that this guy got to recover a bit. Let's let him recover even more org. We've got time before we actually need him back in the city. Now down here, things are going pretty well. You, no entrenchment. Give me a cycle. You, just give me a quick in and out of that province. Okay, now here we're holding nicely. We've got the river crossing now, so that can really help start to neuter them. This guy has already got the infantry leader trait, which is so good, because that means I can give him infantry expert. It's costly. Reduces our ability to use last stand and things like that. But I think it's essential. Okay. You guys, let's put you under... The guys that aren't like actively on the front line. Well, I mean, I am going to put them right back in again. Well, no. You're holding... That's about to be part of the front line, isn't it? Yeah, so stay there. The fact that we've been able to give him infantry expert is extremely valuable. It's not to be underestimated how important that trait is. He could also be given it, but we don't want to use the command power on him, I don't think. But that's going to make it much easier for us to hold up in the north, which is very nice. Do we weaken down to 1 guy here to ensure the holding of Warsaw? I think no. So this place is declining. This place is declining on resistance. Good. Means we can get some repairs done. Here is still holding. You could do with a cycle. Yes, especially because you are a bit weakened. So that, because of that reshuffle, the game decided to weaken the Hague slightly. Oh no, they're just moving through. That's fine. Now, how is this line holding? You two both have entrenchment, so I'd really rather not move you. You're coming in. You don't have entrenchment. It's a risk to move you, so I'll bring one of these guys in as well. But I'd love to be able to cycle, because once you start getting down to half, you know, average half organization, that's where you see real problems. So let's have you cycle, and let's have you cycle in as well. Frankfurt is nice and easy to defend because it's a river behind a city behind a river. This is extremely dangerous, but we are holding for now. Mountaineers moving in here, tanks moving down here. Yeah, this tile looking very, very dangerous. But with the extra guy in 2 hours, I think he will turn the tide. Let's see. Or was someone else driven out? Oh no, he was going this way. Okay. I'm going to have to cannibalize one of these divisions to hold here. And you are cycling back in and out. That's fine. The addition of the tank here will help. One of the tanks is now going back north to correct for that. It's not allowed him to do that. You're going in here. Where are you going? Yeah, don't do that. This tile's fine. Here, they all have entrenchment, so I'm loath to shuffle one of them. Let's shuffle someone in and out from up here. That is where we need him. This tile is obviously under serious threat. How close is he to getting back in? He's relatively close. Now, by the way, this series, it's not for those who... This series was not Hey Siri phone. This series is going to be a lot of this for like the next probably several hours. So if you're not in for that, that's fine, of course. By all means, don't watch. But please don't tell me to play faster, because if we play faster, we lose. There's absolutely no doubt about that. You two, let's pull you out. Who else is in this army right now? You guys. We can fit one more in the mountaineering army. So as soon as you arrive, I'd like you in this. None of your guys are on the front line right now. You are attacking right now. Don't know what you were thinking there. So you guys should ideally be in a different army. This is obviously precarious. Let's have you cycle back in and out. You're going back in with more org. The north is looking relatively good, although the Hague could certainly look better. Let's have him actually switch tile. And we've only made it like, what, 2 weeks into their attack? 2 weeks. It's not great, is it? Okay, these guys are on the front. You can switch in here. Which leaves you two. God, and this tile only has one guy in it. That's pretty horrifying. One of you should go in here. One of you needs to cycle that in and out just because you're all getting low org. You, once you arrive here, I want you... Come on, arrive already. Arrive. Cycle into this army. Excuse me, wasn't he walking here? They're misleading me about where they're moving. Okay, we've got the tanks coming in here. This tile should hold. He's retreating out, but he can go straight back in. Okay, things are improving here now. Oof, if we can get these guys to reinforce in. If we can get these guys to reinforce in. Don't tunnel vision, though. How's the rest of the front? Warsaw, non-entrenched man. Give me a cycle. You guys just about holding. How long? He's getting there. He's getting there. They are attacking in here, but with just one angle of attack. It's not so bad. You guys look real bad. Okay. Let's get one of you, preferably the one with the least entrenchment. They're all fully entrenched. So let's send the worst one. You are coming south. You guys need to cycle out. Let's do this. And we might have these guys take ownership of Vienna as well. To try and shore up a bit down here. Because this is one of the absolute, break points in this series. You guys holding pretty nicely. Up here. You're doing okay. That's good. Let's do another cycle. Non-entrenched guys, just keep giving me cycles. You both entrenched, so I'd rather not. Amsterdam. Give a cycle from the unentrenched. I need that manpower though, because when you start to lose manpower in divisions, they lose efficacy really quickly. Holding very nicely in the north. He has got that trait available. What about you? Do you not? Okay, he does now. I am going to give it to him, even though that's going to seriously limit my ability to use Last Stand. Last Stand is a short-term solution. Being able to have the guys get upgraded, it's a long-term improvement. That 10% infantry attack is just so valuable. Okay, come in here. Oh yes, and by the way, forts are worthless. Like here in Bratislava, they're attacking it from 3 directions, which means that our fort is doing nothing. There's 3 levels of fort that are literally serving 0 value. So we're not going to use forts. Okay, this tile, if this tile falls, this one becomes very difficult to hold. So actually I am going to try and hold this. And the way we're going to do that is by possibly... See, we don't have command power, you see. Yes, I do. Oh, but he hasn't arrived yet. Okay, someone else. You. Last Stand. We're going to put these guys in and try and hold that front. You guys, just, I want you to, well, it's fine. Because if this tile falls, we're into hills, and that's absolutely unacceptable. Alright, you two cycle again. Up here, the cycling's going well. The guys are getting into position. Alright, you clearly need to cycle. It was a matter of pretty urgency. Alright, I'm going to call it an episode here. Thanks for watching, everybody. We held the line, which is good. We are now up to almost 1 million casualties on their end, which is pretty good. Last Stand is causing us to lose some men, but we'll make do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.